today we have a flight from where we left off last time, Cedar Key, and today we're going to the small private field just south of Lake City Gay, Gateway, Gate. Yeah, completely forgot the name. Gateway, yeah, Lake City Gateway. All right. Um, Weather-wise, as we already touched on that, is very clear weather. We have a high-pressure system and cold front in the vicinity. Not a single cloud should be in the skies. The only problem might be slightly higher winds. At our destination, that should not be such a problem because the wind direction is basically down the runway, but on the departure, we'll have some crosswind, even like 9 or 8 knots crosswind component. um, you can also see that from the METAR. This is the Lake City Gateway METAR, and you can see that the winds are pretty high and gusting, but in the good direction. So let's first familiarize ourselves a little bit with both airfields. The first one is the Cedar Key, aka George T. Lewis or Louis. It has one runway, 05 and 23. It's rather short, around only 2,300 feet, and it's paved. It's located here in the on some kind of piece of land sticking out of the mainland, and it was very nice from the air when we came in here last time. The other field is the Rossi Field. It's a private owned field, but of course we have the virtual permission to land there today. It's just south, I believe it's like 4 nautical miles from the Lake City Gateway Airport. I don't think that you'll just like mistake one for the other, but you can use this big airport as a reference where to find the smaller one. It should have a like surface should be like turf. If someone downloaded the scenery for that, I believe it might be grass as well. We'll see. We'll see when we come there how it looks like. There are some nearby navigation aids, so you can use also those if you're not sure where you are. Our destination is located within the Delta airspace of the Lake City Gateway. So if there is any controller online, be sure to be in a two-way communication with the tower or overlying controller before entering Class Delta. And of course, just let them know, that you're not landing at their main airport, but on the Rossi Field. Okay, route planning. Um, me personally, I plan the route along the river, basically. Where there is like a fork in the river, it's gonna be a straight line on a predetermined heading, and when I hit that road, that should place me like I should be perfectly placed for a 45-degree entry into the downwind of Rossi Field. And it's runway 30, was it? Yeah, 30. This is an example of my navlog I'm gonna use today. And if I look at on the map, the only kind of interesting thing might be this gray area here. And it's something that you don't see very often in US, but there are some examples. This particular one, and we already crossed it once, if you remember, when we were coming south. It's a special military activity area, so it's very rarely activated. But if it is, you don't want the cruise missile to be in your way, I hope. Um, Coincidentally, I'm planning to fly actually below 3,000 feet today because I want to enjoy the scenery and see the river and so on. So I won't even be coming into that airspace. But if you do, and if there is controller, you can show your prowess and actually ask if that area is active or not. We also have Live Oak military area, which is this one here. And let's go to the sectional for that. It stretches in this area, Live Oak military operations area. So that is another thing that we should check. You will find the information about this down below. And if you check Live Oak, which is this one, you see that the floor of it is 8,000 feet. So unless you are planning to fly above 8,000, then you are safe and you will be under that military operations area. And we are in a kind of area that has a lot of military routes. You can tell them those are those gray ones here, and they have like designation either VR and some number or IR and some numbers. Again, if you want to play like real life, you can query the controller if they are online, if such routes or if those routes are active. So you can pay attention to them. That's for the route. Is there anyone who planned something completely different as far as the route goes? I guess not. All right. So now the departure itself. If I check the winds that are currently there, my simulator gives me winds from 290 at 15 knots. So that favors runway 05. So we are located at the southern end of the airport. So we'll actually need to taxi on the runway for the departure. And we will use those magenta departure routes. One of the new people that hasn't been here yet. Can you like discern from these routes what are the two recommended departure procedures under VFR? If not, I'll just tell it. So basically, we have two procedures that are recommended to depart the traffic pattern. One is a straight out departure, and that means that what it says, you'll just climb out straight out. And when you are at least 500 feet above the pattern altitude, in this case 1,500 MSL, you are free to turn whichever way you want to. The other option is the 45 degree crosswind departure, and that means that at no sooner than 700 feet, you are allowed to do a 45-degree turn in the traffic pattern direction, and again, climb to at least 1,500 feet AGL before turning on course. My current, like my today, like first fix is here next to the Suwannee town or at this delta. So I'm gonna do a straight out and then turn right and continue there. What you'll do, it's up to you, of course. The call signs, radio calls are mentioned here. I hope you had some time to go through them. General call will be something like Cedar Key traffic, November 123 Alpha Bravo is a type Cessna 152 at the GA ramp taxiing to runway 05. If you are entering the runway, and of course the Cedar Key at the end. If you are entering the runway, then you can say you are entering the runway and backtracking. Basically, tell what you are doing. We do not use a phraseology of like lining up on runway at untowered fields because that is an untowered field and you should not occupy the runway unnecessarily. Right.
One point, if I may, sir. I'm looking at the procedures here.
Mhm.
It's not Cedar K, it's Lewis for
Yeah,
the radio.
it's basically both. if I go, where is it? If I
I'll be
go
right back.
here and I bring up the field, it's both Cedar Key and George T. Lewis. I believe you can call it like both ways.
Okay.
But yeah, feel free to. Cedar Key is just so much easier on the mouth, you know, for me at least. But yeah, you're right. George D. Lewis would be probably more proper. All right, so that's the departure. Then we have the en route portion of the flight. If we are under ATC, then we might pick up flight following and so on. But if we are not, then of course you concentrate on navigating, aviating, navigating, and then communicating. So keep track of your progress. Make sure that you like time your legs according to your navlog, and try to get to the destination. I believe the most important one will be, at least for 2 days flight, you know, when we are coming closer to our destination, then I believe I will be able to identify this point, you know, this fork in the river, Santa Fe, and I don't know what is the other one, Souvenir River probably. And from there, of course, I will be keeping a heading of, and for me, it's gonna be a heading of 36 or 036. And then I should be flying, you know, making sure that maybe I might be able to spot those power lines. And then when I come closer, I basically plan to aim at this lake, if I can see that. And if I'm aiming for that lake, and I'm crossing this highway, it's I believe Interstate 75, if I'm not mistaken, then I'll should turn right, and basically still this is the airport is very close. It's 4 nautical miles, so it will be very visible from the air. And I will be looking for this field before the start of the road. Um, if you are not sure, then stay a little bit higher and circle the area, and try to stay on the south portion of here, because they have a big runway here. So try to be away from the departures and arrivals. Not that we would have like real traffic in the simulator, but just to practice that it might have some traffic. So that's going to be the most difficult one from today's flight, I believe. When in the air, if you are able, check the weather, if the winds changed significantly or not, and so on and so forth. The arrival itself, again, we have kind of two recommended procedures. From the direction that we'll be coming from, I believe that it really calls for the very standard entry procedure when coming from the live side of the traffic pattern. And that means that you should try to aim and join the left downwind at midfield under 45 degrees. That will and already be at pattern altitude before joining that left downwind. Never descend within, like in the pattern. Uh, the reason is pretty simple. If you're coming from this direction, you are able to check left easily if there are any other aircraft in the pattern, because if they are, you need to give way to them, and so probably do an orbit, delaying orbit, and such things. The other recommended entry procedure is if you are coming from the dead side of the pattern. So let's say that we would not be landing runway 30, but runway 12. In that case, normally what is recommended is overfly the field perpendicular to the runway, fly at least 2 nautical miles straight, and then make like a right teardrop entry into the downwind, if the traffic pattern is a left-handed one. Since we have a runway here, and of course this is like 4 nautical miles, so yeah, it should still be safe to go 2 miles and then just turn. But we should do what's called some like alternate pattern entry, and that means that we would be crossing the field at the pattern altitude already and joining the downwind directly. This is kind of more dangerous as far as traffic pattern goes because you have no way to turn if there is an aircraft already in the pattern. So that's why it's the alternate one, and it's basically used when the traffic pattern is empty or almost empty. So that's arrival. Of course, again, do make a position calls. The first one should be at least 10 miles from the airport. If we would have a controller, our call would be slightly different than if we were coming to the main airport in the Delta. You would include also the information that you don't intend to land at that airport, but you want to land at some different one. So it could be something like, not Sarasota Tower, of course, but it would be Lake City Tower. November 123 Alpha Bravo is the type. Cessna 152 Slant Alpha, 10 miles southwest at 3000. Full stop at Rossi Field with information Foxtrot, if they have 80s information published or something like that. So that's for the arrival portion of today's flight. Feel free to reference the calls. Maybe insert, the airport and your call sign. Make notes elsewhere so you can read it out or quickly reference it in the air. Any questions to today's briefing? I will be available here as always during the whole flight. Streaming the flight on stream, so feel free to watch if you want to. But the preferred option is to fly with us actually. If you have any questions during the flight, after the flight, or before the flight, just speak up and I'll try to answer. Otherwise, happy flying and see you north.
Happy flying.
See you there.
Happy flying.
What is
Okay.
the suggested flight level altitude?
It's basically your decision, but up until 3000 feet AGL, it's really your choice. Otherwise, we'll be going primarily to the east, so it would be odd thousands plus 500. So 3,500, 5,500, and so on. If you are below 3,000, then fly whatever you want.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. All right. Okay, moved back. Yeah, so let's set it up. Fuel. Should be enough fuel, but let's fuel up a little bit. Yeah, like that. Okay, I have sounds. All right, this field's elevation is, well, I guess 0, 11 actually. So let's set 11 feet. There we go. Let's start the thing up.
Clear.
looking good. So let's see. If we have any place on the grass to taxi on. Yeah, let's taxi on the grass so we don't occupy the runway.
Radio check.
Loud and clear.
Thanks.
So we have wind coming from the back, from the left.
Louis traffic, Tango Papa Charlie 12 is type 28, Cedar Key Airport, taxiing to runway 23, Louis traffic.
Cedar Key, traffic 736 Echo on the apron, taxiing to runway 23, Cedar Creek.
Okay, so let's turn into the wind. Yeah, I basically taxied on the grass next to the runway in order not to occupy it. Right, so now a little bit of run-up time. Left magnetos are fine, or right magnetos were fine. Now we're checking left ones are fine.
Cedar
Good.
Key traffic, November 91 Power Charlie, it's a Cessna 152, taxiing to runway 23 via the grass, Cedar Key, Louis.
Okay, everything looking fine.
So doing call-outs on Unicom.
Say again?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
I
Unicom.
can't hear you speaking on Unicom, Thomas.
Yeah, I haven't made a call yet.
Oh, okay.
I just taxied without a call. And then I will now make a call for takeoff. All right, so first one will be magnetic oven in 3, 3, 4, 6. So I actually don't need that. I just go north. So for now, it's gonna be runway heading. We have a high crosswind from the right, so we'll need to correct for that. Cedar Key traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo Twin Cessna 310. Departing runway 23, straight out departure. Cedar Key. Right. So landing lights.
Cedar Key traffic, November 65 to Lima,
Taxiing to runway 23 via the grass, Cedar Key.
Right, runway heading is good. Correcting for the wind. Let's go.
Louis traffic, Tango Papa Charlie 1212, lining up runway 23 for takeoff.
Right, gear up. And let's climb straight ahead.
Louis traffic, Tango Papa Charlie 1212, taking off runway 23, straight out departure, Louis traffic.
Cedar Key traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, departed runway 32, currently 1,600 feet and climbing. We'll be overflying the field and then continuing north. Cedar Key.
Cedar Key traffic, Summit 36 Echo, departing runway 23, left downwind departure, Cedar Key.
Fuel pumps go off.
Is it Cedar Creek or Cedar Key? Creek, oh, okay, thanks.
No, key. Like a key for a
Key.
door.
Okay.
Yes. That was a short takeoff.
And short takeoff plane.
Cedar Key traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, overflying the field from south to north at 2,800 feet. Cedar Key.
Cedar Key traffic, Summit 36 Echo, turning left crosswind, runway 23, Cedar Key.
Cedar Key traffic, 901 Bravo Charlie, taking off runway 23 for left downwind departure, Cedar Key.
Cedar Key traffic, Summit 36 Echo, turning left downwind, runway 23, Cedar Key.
Okay, landing lights off.
Cedar Key traffic, 901 Bravo Charlie, turning left base, runway 23, Cedar Key.
Cedar Key traffic, Cessna 36 Echo, downwind runway 23, climbing 2500, departing northeast Cedar Key.
Cedar Key traffic, 91 Power Charlie, turning left downwind 23. Cedar Key.
Right, so this should be my first user fix. Normally I would have reached it in like 2 minutes and something, but yeah. Actually it's top of climb, so normally I would have reached it like in 5 minutes, but I was already up. So let's say that I should reach it in about 4 minutes. And then I will follow the river inland.
Cedar Key traffic, 91 Power Charlie has left the pattern at left downwind 2000 feet, proceeding to the northeast. Final call, Cedar Key.
Yeah, so I want to keep the river on my left, so I'll turn about 3-1.
Are you guys experiencing some bad weather? I have some turbulence.
Yep.
Yep, winds are pretty high, and also we are like crossing from over the sea to over the land, so it's pretty normal that we will have a lot of turbulence. Alright, so I should stay and follow this river all the way up to like the highway, and it should take me about 6.7 minutes, so about 7 minutes. That was like 3.25 on those two. Oh, and I climbed over 3,000 feet. So let's just go down.
If this updraft continues, I might as well turn off my engine and just glide to Rossi.
You and me both.
You know, give me free altitude anytime.
Yeah, I'm climbing with 1500 feet per minute.
Yeah, my plane doesn't have doors, so not liking this turbulence.
Hang on.
Well, somebody has a fast plane.
He has 2 engines.
Yeah, I need to practice in it, you know, so every landing is a lottery. If the landing gear holds or not.
Why is that?
If you don't, you know, manage your engine power properly on landing, then it will do that.
Are you flying Black Square or you're flying the stock edition?
I'm flying Cessna 310, and there is no stock edition for that one.
Ah, sorry. I thought it is a Beechcraft.
No. Alright, so I believe I'm maintaining more or less the speed planned for 170 today. It's a little bit bumpy there, yes. And in 7 minutes or so, I expect to see the highway crossing the river. And that's gonna be my clue to turn a little bit more north. I have a feeling it graphically goes, you know, lower and lower all the time. Let me just verify what settings I have. Ah, okay. I lowered that, so I understand. Let's quickly make it a little bit better, but need to do that. Need to do that via the file. That was some updraft. All right. So this will be the road, and the turn in the river. That we are there basically. So correct place. So once we go over the road, we'll go like heading 001. We prepared that already. It's quite bumpy, but that's what I would expect from this weather. Okay, so 7 minutes 20 seconds. Let's reset it. Tense rate 7 minutes and 20 seconds is like 3.3, and then we follow this river. Oh, we climbed a lot. Let's get down. Doesn't want to go down. Let's cut power. Still climbing. So my next user fix is this snake, river snake. Yep. Then we follow the river some more. Right, I guess that I can reset at 245. So 275, yeah, that's about right. And then we follow the river some more and let's add the power. And we should head all the way to the fork. So, and we should get there in 4 minutes and something. Okay, quick cross-check if no controllers came online while we were climbing here and flying. Hey guys, on Sim Aware it looks like I'm a mother duck and you are like ducklings. I'm just going, I'm just ahead and then there's a group of you.
Yeah, it does.
Just missing like a storm drain where you all fall in, and then you waddle around it like totally upset. Where did they go?
Yeah,
So
well,
I guess now we can call you Rubber Duck.
I definitely waddle because the air is very unstable today.
Can easily sail like 1/3 of the engine power normally required. This was IFR, I might have to request block altitude clearance, but
Yes, I have the same feeling. Sometimes I cut the power and still climb 500 feet. Okay, I'm approaching the fork in the river. And from there I will need to try to maintain a very good heading. Because I will need to aim for this lake and it's pretty far. From there I'm gonna find the airport. And the heading to keep is 36. So let's change it already. And then, well, the top of descent I want probably. Yeah, it's basically on my at my user fix, so when I hit the road, I can start descending. Okay, let's turn and reset the timer at 4 minutes.
Someone is flying over the crop circles right now. On my left.
Yeah,
I-
that might be me.
I just passed them also.
I wonder what they are.
Right, 6 minutes. 6 minutes trying to stay on speed. And what we should be seeing is actually crossing this river. Might have already done that. Yes, there it is. Maybe some power lines. These are these three. I believe I am able to recognize those. Yes, indeed. And soon, maybe it's not gonna be so apparent from here because it's all blurred out. But we might have some lakes soon. Yeah, these are definitely power lines.
My wind correction angle is like 30 degrees.
Really?
Yes.
Mine is 6.
Ground track is 27 and the compass reads straight north.
What? 270? Yeah, okay, 027.
Yeah, 0 to 7.
Okay, okay.
That would be strange.
That would be impossible even, I guess. Alright, we are in the middle roughly. So there is nothing to reference. I hope. Okay, this is crazy. But I believe that this might be the lake that I aim for. In that case, there is some line there, and it might be the road. It's hard to say. Alright, so when I cross the road in front of that lake, and this is the main field. Yeah. So now it's gonna be busy. So direction to the field will be 67. Let's already put it in. Rossi Field traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo is a twin Cessna at 3,300 feet, approximately 5 miles southwest. Will be entering left downwind runway 30, Rossi Field. Okay, so this is the road. Yes. So let's descend because I'm higher than I should be. Let's turn to 67. And let's do runway 30 there. I believe this will be the field. So let's go down. Landing lights on, fuel pumps on, mixture breacher. I guess I'll just I lost the field from sight, so is it this one? Okay, let's see. Yeah, this looks like the field, so gonna break off. And let's do a nice coordinated turn. Standard rate should put me back. Okay, well, we have the wind, so it will not put me back. Yeah, but it will put me in a good position. Okay, there it is. Let's fly straight a bit. Okay, let's get to pattern altitude then, 1,200 feet. Rossi Field traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo entering left downwind runway 30, Rossi Field. Okay, so it's gonna be flaps 1 landing, flaps 15. Landing gear goes down. Landing gear is down, confirmed. Rossi Field traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo entering left base, runway 30, Rossi Field. Rather far from the runway. Rossi Field traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo entering final runway 30, full stop landing, Rossi Field. Okay, so to go down. It's a bit longer final. It's gonna be alright. Just want to go slower. Doesn't want to go slower. It's just rich. Rossi Field traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo vacated runway 30, parking next to the house, Rossi Field. Alright, landing lights off, strobe lights off. And yeah, let's keep the engines running for a while. And let's do a little bit of exercise. So I'm gonna pick my flight plan. Enter it here to see how it's able to. Alright, so okay, I turned a little bit sooner, but then I followed the river, which is alright. Got here to Fanning Springs, follow that one. Meander, yes, follow the river further. And then at the river fork, try to maintain the heading and at the the Interstate 75. I turned to the airfield, so I was able to. Yeah, I spotted like very light, so did the kind of break off of that, or very close, and then it looked better. Measure distance. This is a good distance. It was too close. So what I should have done was like break off a little bit sooner and actually join this, but the field was not very visible from the air. Other guys seem to be doing better. Alright, so I'm ending the stream right now, and I hope that I'll be able to see you next week on yet another flight. Bye bye.